Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is like a follow-up to my giving birth in Canada video as a non-resident. Alright, this is actually for guys that reside in the UK, that live in the UK currently, but that are hoping to give birth in Canada and come back into the UK. I've been getting this question about what happens, what's the visa status of my baby when I come back into the UK. This was a very big mistake I made also at the time I went to Canada. I wish somebody had made a video like this and I would have learnt from it. Okay, and this has happened to a couple of my friends that have gone to Canada to have their baby and they've come back. I made this very big mistake where I didn't even think about all of this. I just felt like baby will come back, apply for my type of visa, and that will be it. I kid you not, it wasn't it at all. So I just had the baby quickly, got the passport, and came back and continued living my life. But apparently the first time I heard something like it wasn't like straightforward was when I was at the airport. I think at the point of entry, the guy just told me at the point of entry that, oh, that make sure that within 6 months time you should, take baby back or apply for baby's visa or something like that. I'm like, okay, like going back to Canada wasn't even part of the plan. Like, no, it's not possible. I'm not going back to Canada. I actually was supposed to go back to Canada, which I never even thought about. Like, we just went to Canada to have the baby and didn't even think about anything else. Thought it was just going to be a walk in the park. I'm making this video so you don't make the same mistake. But if you live in the UK currently and you're hoping to have your baby in Canada, maybe because in future you want to go to Canada, you want your baby's nationality sorted and all, that's a good idea, but just think about what's going to happen to your baby. So you have two options. This is the solution so you don't fall in the same trap that I did fall into. Okay, so there are two options. The first one is, go to Canada, have the baby, come back immediately with the baby's passport, and then think about traveling back to Canada again, get the baby's visa status, like the same status that you have. Okay, so the baby will be like your dependent. Yeah, so that's like another vacation for you. But the downside of this option is that you're going to travel again. You're going to spend another amount of money on travel expenses, accommodation, and the rest. But if you really need a vacation again, then you can go back to Canada. The second option, which I think is the wiser choice or is the most sensible, is actually to go to Canada, get the baby's passport, and apply for the baby to be your dependent immediately, which I wish I did, but I didn't even think about it. But I was really lucky because the lockdown started. I couldn't go back to Canada again, and I called the Home Office and they let me apply from the UK. But every other person I know that has made this same mistake had to go back to Canada again. So you had to spend money to travel. Even if your accommodation is sorted, you still had to spend some money on the traveling expenses, because you have to travel with the baby. It could be mom, dad, siblings, and the rest, and then work time. Just imagine that you've gone back to work and you have to travel to Canada again. So those are the downsides of going back again. All right, so I hope this video is going to help somebody that's planning to travel to Canada to have their baby but they live in the UK, or if you're already in Canada, think about applying for the dependent visa for your baby right now, so you don't come back without a visa status for your baby, because you're still going to go back to Canada to get it, because the baby cannot stay longer than 6 months in the country, because basically your baby is only visiting is a Canadian that's come to visit the UK. That's their status. If you really want your baby to be a legal resident of the UK, then you should apply as early as possible, like almost immediately, or plan to go back again. All right, so for everyone that's hoping to ask me this question, please watch this video and hopefully this answers your question. I apologize to all the guys that I haven't responded to their messages, their emails and everything. It's been a very hectic time. I'm really trying to answer all your emails, all the DMs. Some DMs have actually been hidden. Like, I didn't even know that some guys had DM'd me, because I really tried to answer all my Instagram messages, but I don't know how I've missed a lot. My emails, I don't know how I've missed a lot of messages. Some of them have gone into junk mail. So please, if you sent me a message and I haven't responded and you really still need a response, please can you send a message to me again, and I would make sure to respond as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next one. Mwah.